All right, so we're going to work today on the train body. So the first thing you want to do, go to Start 2D Sketch on a new part. Best start of the XZ plane. That'll make it look right when you're done. I'm going to make a rectangle that is 2 by 5.5 inches long. So 2 inches, tab 5.5, and finish sketch. This shape we're going to extrude out 3 inches. Then we're going to grab the right plane right here, and we're going to do a new sketch on it. We're getting to use construction lines as I talked about in class on Friday. So we want to do construction lines starting here from bottom right. We're going to come over 1 inch, over toward the left 1 inch, up 1/2 inch, and then over 3.5 inches. Now that construction line, that can go away. Oh, that's not right. Okay, I got to fix that construction line. Somewhere right there. Over 1, over 5, and that way 3.5. Okay, that's right. Turn off the construction line once you make those three lines. These two really are useless at this point. We can just erase them. That construction line there, make sure construction line turned off. We want to put a point at the end of each end of that line. Okay, and that sketch is finished. Now we'll go to our hole tool. Thankfully, the hole finds exactly where we need to be by putting those points there. We're going to make a hole with a diameter of 0.25 inches. If you look at the plan, again, it calls for a 1/4 through all. And okay, now we got the holes in there. We'll again go to the right side here. We'll make a new sketch. Tap out because I need to work on this area here. We'll go ahead and start making the engine, the driver compartment, the engineer compartment right in front here. We'll again use construction lines to start this section. We're going to go up 1/2 inch. That's where we're at. Okay. Actually, we're going to go up 1.75 and to the left 1/4 inch. Up 1.75, to the left 0.25. Click OK. Dimensions are getting in the way. Make sure they're construction lines. I want to get those out of there. At the end of that construction line, hold on a moment. Sorry about that. This is kind of important. Left on the other table. You'll see it calls for a radius of 0.5, so we're going to make a 1 inch circle at the end of that line there. 1. And if you goof like I did and left the construction line, not a big deal. Click on the shape, turn off construction line, it's gone. Next, we want to zoom in at both. So I'm going to erase this line because I want to make another construction line to bisect it, because that'll make the next part a little easier. So we'll do line, or construction line, good. Straight to the bottom, 90 degrees, perfect. Straight up 90 degrees. Okay, turn off the construction line. We want to make lines that go from the center of the circle, as you see right there, over to the edge. Perfectly straight line like that, top and bottom. Next thing we got to do is project the geometry of the whole right side of the train. Okay. Now we can trim away what we don't need. Namely these sections here and the construction lines, because they serve their purpose. Finish sketch. And we'll go ahead and punch out that section right here. Cut through all. Okay. There's that section done. Now we'll go around to the back of the train, and it's the back of the train itself as well. I'm going to go ahead and make a sketch down in this bottom section here first. The first thing we'll do, we again want construction lines. First one goes over 1 inch. Actually, don't need a construction line because it's halfway through. At the halfway point at the bottom there, we got a little green dot that pops up. Perfect. We want a construction line that goes up 0.375 inches. Perfect. Where that construction line ends, we're going to put a circle with a 1/4 inch diameter. And we can go ahead and finish sketch. That's all done. That circle we just made is going to get extruded inward, not 3 inches, but 0.5 inches. And that one's done. Now we'll make the top of the engineer compartment. We again are going to make a sketch on this plane. We want to project the geometry of both the top section here and the bottom section here. We're going to need that in a minute. Okay. We want to make a circle starting at the center of the circle of the hole we just made a moment ago. You mouse over it, it'll turn green, it'll tell you exactly where it is. If you look on the plan, it's asking for a radius of 2.35, which for us means you can either make it do the math, 2.35 times 2, or just multiply it yourself, 4.7. Okay, with that done, we can now go ahead and trim away what we don't need, which namely is the whole outside of the circle. Finish sketch. Now we'll go ahead and extrude that top section right here. This again, we're going to cut in, and it's going to cut to a distance of 1.75 inches. And back in the back of the train, the engineer's compartment, that's all done. Now we're going to go around to the front of the train compartment, also a front plane if you're modeling the same way I am. Right here, we're going to go ahead and make the front of the train. So we'll go to New Sketch. First thing you want to do, you want to put a rectangle along the bottom of this shape that is 2 by 0.88 inches. So it's going to go all the way across 2 inches. It's going to have a height of 0.88. Right click, okay. From the bottom, we're going to put in a construction line going up to the center that is 1.38 inches. Line 1.38. I don't know why mine angled, but I got to redo it. Sorry that angled, easy fix. Straight up 1.38. Right click, okay. We'll turn off construction line, and where that line ends, we'll make a circle with a radius of 0.75. All you gotta do is do some quick math in your head, and you know that's a diameter of 1.5. Click, okay. Now we can trim away what we don't need. Trim that, this, and this. Finish sketch. We'll go ahead and choose extrude. We want to cancel. I'm not sure I projected that. I might go in. If you forget to do something in the sketch, I think I didn't project the geometry here. All I can do is over here on the navigator pane on the left-hand side, choose the item in question, the sketch, right-click, edit sketch. All I can do is project that geometry. Finish sketch. Now it's going to do what I want it to do because I want to choose that. We're going to cut. I'm not sure exactly how far this is, so I'm going to make it do the math of 5.5 minus 1.75, the length of the engineer compartment. Now it's starting to look like a train. Next thing we'll do, we'll cut the holes here to mount the cowcatcher later. So we'll make a new sketch on that front plane, and again, we're going to make a bunch of construction lines. We're going to make a line that goes up a 1/16 of an inch, which is 0.0625. Escape, turn on construction line right here, up 0.0625. Okay, I got to modify this. I forgot a 0 in there. Actually, I got to erase it. It's like goofed. Line, construction line, point 0.0625. We want to go over. What's that first measurement? That first measurement is going to be 0.375. And then we're going to make a second line going over. This one only gives you 2 lines, essentially both from this point here, to 375 and then 1.625. So here you can write 1.625 minus 0.375. And that'll give you the proper length. Okay. One last line to make as we get this set up. We're going to make a line going up from the center. That is 0.625. Again, a construction line. Let's find the center. Where's the center? There it is. Use the ability that I can find the center instead of trying to make guidelines every time, because if you don't have to, don't. Click OK, turn off construction lines. We are again going to use the point tool where all these lines end and add points in there. With those points made, we'll go ahead and finish sketch. And then we're going to go back to our hole tool. We're going to make 3 small holes with a diameter of 1/8 of an inch, 0.125, and a depth of 0.125. Okay. Okay, last thing to do is we need to make a hole up here for the smokestack. To do that, we're going to need to make a whole new plane. So how do we do that? We'll select that surface, that curved surface right there. If you click the drop down on the plane, you'll see a couple options on there. Tangent to surface through edge, tangent to surface through point. Both of those are going to work. I'm going to choose tangent through edge. Actually, let me try tangent through point. That was more successful on my test run. That point right there at the top. Got it. Where'd that plane go? We'll choose that new work plane, and we're going to do a new sketch. We're again going to do a construction line coming over from the side, 0.088 inches. Whole construction line coming right down the center toward the right, 0.88 inches. Okay. We're going to do a circle, not a construction line circle, regular circle, 1/2 inch diameter. Finish sketch. Okay, that 1/2 inch diameter hole, we're going to go ahead and use it as a cut. It's going to be a depth of 0.25 inches. Going down in there. Play with the settings to get it to do that. That's fine. Okay, now one of the things it calls for on here, and I'm going to skip for one surface because it doesn't look like it's going to work, is to round every edge except the drilled holes. So the drilled holes are here, here, and here. How do you round it? You go with the fillet command. That's going to be 0.1, and you want to click pretty much on every edge you can. The only edge I'm not going to do is that bottom edge because I think it's not going to work. As you see, you can do nearly every edge from this view right here. And we're done. Okay. And with that, the train body is done. Go ahead and save it. Thanks. I'll talk to you guys soon.